Hello, welcome back. This is Insti and I'm continuing playing Agatha Christie Murder on the Orient Express. Last episode, well, we managed to drive away the wolves, so we could go into the cabin, find a attendant's uniform. We finally can take a fingerprints. We have a mold we need to use to check people's shoes. So yeah, and we interrogated quite a bunch of suspects. And I'm still miffed if there's a mistake in the 1:30 or not. So am I to understand that 12:38 is the real time and they're just saying the wrong time by mistake, not by the game? Or is the real time 1:30 and the texts are saying wrong? I don't know. We will find out. Then what else? We need to find Cyrus Hartman. We need to find Mrs. Cara Hubbard. And then we need to talk Pierre Michel, Mathieu, an engineer, a fireman. And yeah, let's start. Where is Hartman? He's not inside here. Neither he's here. I'll just continue towards the Athens Paris coach. Let's start with you.
I found this button from your tunic in the American lady's compartment.
I have lost no button, mademoiselle. There must be some mistake.
Then perhaps it was dropped by the man she said was in her room.
There was no one there. The lady must have imagined it.
I need to ask you some questions about Monsieur Ratchet's death.
But of course, Mademoiselle Marceau, I will do anything I can to help.
Okay. When was the body discovered?
When was the body discovered?
The valet of Monsieur Rachet, he tapped several times at the door this morning. There was no answer. Then, half an hour ago, Lucien, the waiter, came. He wanted to know if Monsieur was taking déjeuner. It was 11 o'clock, you comprehend.
Continue.
I opened the door for him with my pass key. But there is a chain, too, and that is fastened. There is no answer, and it is very still in there, and so cold. The window open, I borrow the engineer's hammer, and break the chain and go in. Monsieur Rachet was... oh, it was terrible. The chain was fastened. It must have been suicide?
I'm sorry, Michel. A person does not commit suicide by stabbing himself 12 times.
No. I suppose not.
Okay.
Did anyone call for you last night after we spoke?
Yes, I made up the bed of the young American gentleman, Mr. Rachet's secretary.
At what time?
It must have been about a half hour later.
1:45.
About that, yes. The English colonel from number 15 was with him. The colonel went back to his own compartment as I prepared the American gentleman's bed.
Okay. Anyone?
Did you see anyone moving about last night after we spoke?
The English colonel returned to his compartment. No one after that.
No one? Are you sure?
Did you leave the car at any time last night after Belgrade?
Well, I did go back to talk to Matteo, the attendant in the Athens-Paris car.
When was that?
Not long after 1.
How long were you gone?
A few minutes only. One of my bells rang. You remember, it was the American lady. She had rung several times.
Interesting. Fingerprints?
I would like to take your fingerprints.
Of course, mademoiselle. There is nothing more I can tell you.
Okay. Making little notes here. Sorry about that. Now, let's go to that and Paris coach. Nothing. So I'll start from Lucienne. Do we have shoes? If we do, I'll check it.
Poirot could see at once.
Okay. Ah, Lucien's passport. And I
enjoy winter.
think we already talked to him. I can check. Yes. Yes, we talked. Fireman. Do you have shoes? Yes, you do.
Not a precise match, I am afraid.
Fine. Okay. I need to find him also. What is next? Vacant. I'll check these vacants also. I'm almost certain I have found everything I need. But I'll make sure there are no shoes or something like that hidden. And oh,
Quite interesting.
all right. Yeah, I thought I need to check one of the cabins for the fingerprints. Fortunately, I noticed.
It has a fingerprint on it.
Yes, and tape. There you are.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Right. So we should have everything from here. No. Klaus.
I've already...
And where's the...
Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of...
Okay. So I don't think there's nothing to be found here at the moment. Engineer. Well, he's in the front of the train. We need to go and talk to him. And we need to try to find the fireman.
Not a precise match, I am afraid.
Anything?
I wouldn't want to get...
No, that would be annoying. So that was engineer. That's Michelle.
I'll take that key, Mr. Hardman. If you don't give it to me, I can have a couple of the train's staff take it from you.
I'd like to see them try.
Would you really?
Interesting, Mr. Hartman. What are you doing here? Very suspicious. First things first, I'm gonna check Michelle's bag.
Pierre Michel's passport and an old photograph. I'll just borrow both of them.
Now I want to see the photograph. This is formally post photograph. I recognize Pierre Michel, but not the woman or young girl at his side. Looks like studio imprint on the back, but there is no date.
Does nothing strike you as odd about what you are doing?
No, I need to...
I won't find...
Okay. Let's check the shoes also.
Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small to have made the footprint.
Okay.
What were you doing going through Michelle's belongings?
Your job.
You know I am assisting Monsieur Poirot.
Sure. Begin the interrogation.
Yeah, that's the idea.
What is your profession?
I'm a salesman. Typewriting ribbons.
Do you always travel first class, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. The firm pays my traveling expenses.
So you're a ribbon salesman and you're traveling first class. Well, that's a nice firm.
Where is your destination?
Paris.
And from there,
New York.
Okay.
what can you tell me about the murder?
Nothing at all.
That is a pity. What were you doing outside Monsieur Ratchet's window?
Okay, there were footprints there. Man's shoe, but not a large one. Size 7, maybe. I followed the tracks, then it looked like whoever made them put on some snowshoes and headed out over that deep snow near the back of the train.
Right. Now I need your fingerprints.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
I guess it's okay.
It is.
Perhaps, Monsieur Hartman, you could tell me why I found a blackjack, or sap as I believe it's called, in your suitcase?
How do you know what it's called?
Crime is a hobby of mine.
Yeah? Well, why don't you try knitting instead? You people are serious about this investigation, aren't you?
Of course. You have heard of Monsieur Poirot?
Yeah, I have. I think I better come clean, or I could find myself in a lot of hot water here.
I would advise you to come clean.
Okay, I don't know anything, like I said. But I ought to know something. That's what makes me sore. I ought to. My passport's a bit of a bluff. That's who I really am.
Please explain.
I showed up at the appointed time. Ratchet put me wise to the situation.
The threatening letters.
Yeah, he showed me 2 of them.
Okay.
Did Monsieur Ratchet seem alarmed by the letters?
Pretended not to be, but he was rattled all right.
What instructions did he give you?
I was to travel by the same train he did to Paris and see that nobody got him. That's the thing. I did travel by the same train, and in spite of me, somebody did get him. I feel sore about that. Doesn't look any too good for me.
Indeed, it does not.
Did he have any idea who the letters were from?
Well, Ratchet described him to me.
What?
Sure. Said he was a small man, dark, with a kind of womanish voice.
Did Monsieur Ratchet not tell you the man's name?
Nope.
Ratchet was Cassetti, the Armstrong murderer.
No kidding. Should have recognized him. I mean, I suppose I saw photos of him in the papers and everything. Well, that explains it. Cassetti made a lot of enemies in the American underworld. He often skipped when the heat was on, leaving his partners in crime to face the music. Some assassin finally caught up with him. Say, I've really fallen down on this thing. And with a famous detective like Mr. Poirot on the case, too. This won't do my rep any good with my boss, Mr. McNeil, if it gets back to him.
I'm in the same predicament, Monsieur Hartman, believe me.
You are? Well, that's good. I mean, bad for you, but... Say, listen. If we could keep the mess I've made out of this thing between ourselves...
I must tell Monsieur Poirot everything.
Oh, sure. I'll have to swallow my professional pride there, but if we can keep it on this side of the Atlantic, maybe, I'd really appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Do you know anyone connected? Oh, well.
Do you know anyone connected with the Armstrong case who matches the description Monsieur Ratchet gave you?
Well, that's hard to say. They're mostly dead, aren't they?
Yes. Mrs. Armstrong, Colonel Armstrong, the nursemaid who threw herself out a window.
I remember now. The nursemaid was suspected. She killed herself even though she was eventually cleared.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Snow is very bright. So, yeah, that nursemaid was a foreigner, I think. Maybe she had some foreign relations or something. But that wasn't the first time Cassetti had run that kidnapping stunt. I bet there are lots of people had it in for him.
What was that about snow too bright? Besides, he's the second one describing a certain person, small man, womanish voice, and Smith said one of the workers was small, dark, and dark mustache. Movements.
Please tell me your movements after dinner last night.
I played some cards with that Italian guy at the front on the coach. Then when people started turning in, I went back to my room. Stayed up all night. Had my door a bit ajar so I could keep watch. But nobody could see me. You get it?
I understand how it is done, yes.
Okay, so you stayed all night and checked the hallway. So you saw everybody, I guess. So...
Could you see the attendant from that position?
Sure. He sits on that little seat right past my room.
Can you describe his movements?
Let's see. He answered a couple of bells after the snow stopped us. Went back into the rear coach for 10 minutes or so. Then there was a bell ringing like mad and he came running back. I got a bit nervous over that. But it was just that talkative American dame raising hell about something or other. Bit later he headed off to make somebody's bed up. Then he settled in.
Okay, seems fine. Did you see anyone moving down?
Did you see anyone moving up and down the passage?
Nope.
Really? You didn't see the person in kimono?
Is there anyone on the train who can confirm your identity?
My credentials are taped to the bottom of the table in my compartment along with my real passport. I'm sure you can find them.
Okay, do you smoke?
Do you smoke, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. I've got some cigarettes in my room. Come on by this evening after things quiet down. I can be far more entertaining than that mouse of a woman in your room.
No, thank you. Au revoir, monsieur.
So... Well, that was weird. So you are... Who are you, actually? What did you say? Okay. Went to bed. Right. Right. From midnight to 2 a.m. Did not leave compartment. Substantia McQueen at end. But basically you were checking everything. And you didn't see Colonel. You didn't see the person in kimono. Okay. Where's your passport? Okay. Masterman, McQueen. Oh, no. This continues. Okay, sorry. Cyrus Handman, salesman. But we need to go back to his room, obviously. But before I do that, I'll check every room to be certain that we have checked everything. Constantine. Oh, right. Constantine Claude Petit.
I've already searched.
And let's check your shoes.
Poirot could see at...
Wait, sorry. Was it?
Poirot could see at once.
Yeah, small.
that these are the
Too small.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
What is that you say? I protest. I have nothing to do with this crime.
Everyone must be fingerprinted.
Refuse? No, of course not. Let's get it over with.
Fine.
I don't think he's in the mood for conversation.
Okay, nothing to talk to him at the moment. To be honest, if he's been here, well, he can maybe move. And
Poirot could see at
too small. By the way, whose room was this? Matteo. So we have a key, small key. Well, I know there's a... I'm guessing we need to try that to the door. A secure door. Okay, we have this radio, but I don't think we have everything we need at the moment. You there?
Do you have a plan to the Athens-Paris coach?
Si, señorita.
Okay.
Which rooms are occupied in this car?
The Greek doctor is the only passenger. He is in room 13. I have taken room 15 there to sleep in, and room 16 for my equipment. I hope it is all right. Pierre Michel is using room 11, the chef de cuisine is in 9, Lucien the waiter is in 1-2, the engineer is resting in 10 when not attending to the boiler, the fireman rests in 3-4.
What equipment?
I am a ham radio operator. Usually I carry the equipment in the baggage car. There is no time to use it when I'm on duty, and anyway, no power. But when we were stopped so suddenly, I thought to check it and found my telegraph key destroyed. I don't understand it. It was packed carefully. I brought the rest here to my room to keep it safe.
Yeah, that telegraph key, that's the thing we need to use. And the knife is, a butter knife is probably that one.
Did anyone pass between this car and the Calais coach last night?
Only Pierre. He came through and we talked for a few minutes about the snow and what it will do to the schedule.
When was this?
Sometime after 1 a.m. A few minutes only. We talked for 10 minutes or so. Then Michel fancied he heard a bell. He opened the doors between the two coaches and we both heard it plainly. A bell, ringing repeatedly. Michel ran to answer it.
Okay. It would seem probably you boarded the train.
You boarded the train in Belgrade.
Si, señorita.
Why were you so late? Your passenger must have boarded by himself, and you yourself almost missed the train.
But this is not so. I was preparing my car as it was being attached. I myself welcomed the Greek doctor and showed him to compartment 13.
So who was running then?
I would like to fingerprint you.
I, señorita?
Everyone.
Oh, then si, I will submit.
That will be enough.
Okay. So let's go back towards the passenger's side. Well, this is obviously also passenger's side a little bit, but anyways, anything inside the Hardman's?
I won't find any... nothing else.
Did I check this? Oh,
Poirot could
yes.
I've already...
Right. Tracker mirror, we have done these. Hubbard. All right. Have I talked to her? No.
Well, it's about time, I must say. Here I am with information that will solve your mystery for you, and it's hours before you show up. You are helping that famous detective, or whatever he is, aren't you?
Yes, madam, I have that honor.
I would think you'd be more on your toes. In America, the police would have arrested the culprit by now on my evidence.
Then let us proceed without delay.
Right. Passport.
May I have your passport, please?
My passport? What do you want my passport for? I'm the witness, not the murderer. What is wrong with you people in this country?
This is Yugoslavia, madam. I am French.
That's what I said.
Your passport? Thank you. You are Caroline Martha Hubbard of Great Neck, is it? Long Island?
That's what it says, doesn't it?
Right.
You are traveling to Paris to meet your daughter?
Yes, that I'm supposed to sail for home the day after tomorrow. Though, how can I do that stuck here? I'll never know.
Well, that can happen when you travel. Anyways.
Did you hear any sounds coming from Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Well, earlier I'd asked that Swedish lady, Mrs. Olson, if she had anything for a headache. She's a nurse, you know.
Yes, I know.
Poor soul. Looking for my room, she'd opened the door to Mr. Ratchet's compartment by mistake. He laughed and said something not very nice, I think. But I couldn't make it out. She said, "Oh, I make a mistake. I ashamed to make a mistake," in that bizarre accent of hers. And he laughed again and said something about her being too old. The idea. My late husband, Mr. Hubbard, and I enjoyed conjugal relations right up to the very end.
Anything else?
After that, I heard snoring. Quite loud, like an airplane engine revving up.
Too much info. Dressing gown.
What color is your dressing gown?
What an odd question. I have 2 dressing gowns, if you must know. A pink flannel that's kind of cozy on board ship, and a purple silk number that my late husband, Mr. Hubbard, gave me. But what in creation do you want to know that for?
Someone in a scarlet kimono was seen coming out of either your compartment or Monsieur Ratchet's. It is very difficult to tell sometimes which is which when all the doors are closed.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Then it must have been Monsieur Ratchet's.
That wouldn't surprise me any. I thought I heard a voice in there.
Of course. Fingerprints.
I would like to fingerprint you.
What do you have there? A typewriter ribbon? You're going to smear ink from that on my fingers?
That was my intention.
And how do you plan to clean that mess off afterwards?
I have something to clean your hands with.
Cocktail napkins? Good gracious, sweetie. What kind of Fleabag investigation are you conducting here anyway?
I appreciate your cooperation.
Ah, what a character.
Was it a woman you heard in Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Yes, I think it was.
Did you hear what was said?
Well, I didn't put a glass up to the connecting door and eavesdrop, for heaven's sakes. What sort of a person do you think I am?
I don't know what sort of a you are.
When was it you heard this voice?
I have no idea. Sometime after the snoring died.
Was it before or after the train stopped?
After. After the man in my room that you have so far failed to ask me about. I woke up, heard the voice, and that was that.
Tell me about the man you thought was in your room.
At last. No offense intended, sweetie, but you foreigners do just about everything backwards.
The man?
Well, I was in bed. I woke up. All in the dark it was. And I knew, I tell you, that there was a man in there with me.
In your bed?
In my what? How dare you? No, in my compartment. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I just lay there and thought, mercy, I'm gonna be killed by some foreigner. These nasty trains. I just lay there with my eyes closed and thought of America. Somehow I got my wits about me and I felt about with my hand and I felt.
Yes?
The bell button. I pressed it and pressed, but no one came. I thought, mercy, what if they've murdered every single soul on the train? I went on pressing the bell, and at last, footsteps in the corridor. I dragged on my dressing gown, the pink one. I screamed, come in, and switched on the lights, and would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
Okay, so where did he go then?
Michel opened your door and entered.
Yes, although considering the time it took him to arrive, he must have come by dog sled. He seemed to imagine I dreamt the whole thing. I tell you here and now, I'm not one to imagine things.
Right.
Michel searched your compartment?
Yes, even under the chair. Although he said there wasn't room for a man to squeeze himself under there. I asked him to check the connecting door.
Was it
bolted?
No, but I knew it had been because I asked the Swedish lady to check it when she brought me the headache powder.
Right.
Before Michelle arrived, did either door open and close?
Sweetie, my eyes were squeezed shut tighter than a banker's fist. I didn't see. And with the bell making all that racket, the intruder could have dynamited a hole in the wall, and I wouldn't have heard it.
Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
I'll say I do. How that wretch that did it escaped scot-free, I'll never understand. I'd have liked to get my hands on him.
You could have, madam, when the connecting door was unbolted.
You mean Ratchet was the man?
Yes, his real name was Cassetti.
Well, imagine that. Wait till I tell my daughter.
Imagine that.
Were you acquainted with the Armstrong family?
Well, they were from New York, too. But no, they moved in a very exclusive circle. I've always heard that Mrs. Armstrong was a perfectly lovely woman, and that her husband worshipped her. It was all incredibly sad.
I would like to dust the doorknob of the connecting door for fingerprints.
My, aren't you the little improviser? Be my guest, sweetie. Search the whole place if you'd like. I need a drink.
Mrs. Hubbard, wait. You dropped this.
That's not mine.
I thought as it has the initial H on it.
I've got mine right here. See? It's marked CMH, and it's a sensible thing. Not that flimsy, expensive Parisian cambric. What good is a hanky you can't sneeze into?
Okay. CMH. I'll check one thing. CMH. That sounds so familiar. Have I seen CMH somewhere? No. Back. No. Not that one. Okay. Yeah, that was the one that... Okay. Oh, let's check the shoes.
Not a precise match, I am afraid.
Well, I'm almost certain that we will find a precise match. And yes, let's check the doorknob. I almost
I
forgot.
confess that your logic, it escapes me.
Wait. Oh.
It has a fingerprint on it.
And that also doesn't surprise me. Oh, there's the tape.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
So what do we have now? We're missing engineer and we're missing fireman. Engineer is forward part. One thing I want to see if there's any chances in the Hartman's place. No. So, nope. No, I was going to leave. Or can I check the table? No. So. That was Hubbard. That's Ratchet. Can I check the fingerprints from this? No, I've unfortunately not. Oh, I just realized one thing. Do we have a shoes in here? Nope. We are not checking Poirot, but we are checking this.
Not a precise match.
Nothing to see.
Oh,
Not a precise match, I am afraid.
so we are running out of candidates. But I'm almost certain we will find a match.
Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes
Excuse
of a man
me?
much too small to have made the footprint.
Wait a minute. Okay. So we have one left.
Ah, to the trained eye, these would appear to be a match most precise.
I see nothing remarkable.
And what about this?
Poirot could see at...
So yeah, we have a match. Do I need to talk to
If
you?
I think of anything else that might help your inquiries, I promise to let you know.
Good, good, good. I might as well go through the cabins and see if anything changed. I think I've like
I'm not in the mood to...
obviously you're not. I'm guessing nobody's talking to me at the moment. I'll make sure of it.
Not now, Signorina. I am beside myself with work.
Okay. Anything to add?
I must attend to my duties.
So, yeah, I'm most certain that nobody wants to... Well, I'm not going to even bother anymore. I'll go forward and we need to go to see if we can open the secure door. Because that is something we haven't... Oh, wait a minute. One back. Can I open this?
This door leading outside has been...
Okay, but I was thinking maybe we could check if there's any fingerprints, but no. Let's see if we can finally open this.
The key fit perfectly.
Nice.
Well, what do we have here?
I don't know, probably fingerprints. Or not.
Well, what?
I'm not certain what are we supposed to find from here. I thought there would be fingerprints because she
I won't
was
do that.
saying that, but apparently there's nothing to be found. Oh, again, I'll say
Well,
it's
what?
it's the 666, I think, because this is obviously Ratchet's. So 5, 6. I think that's 6.
It's locked fast.
Okay, so oh no.
I think I heard a click.
Yeah, I'm a little tired at the moment, so yeah.
It's open. I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
So, was that it? Yeah. So what do we have? Documents, threatening letter, torn letter, Ratchet's confession. From the desk of Samuel Ratchet. It appears that my enemies may have found me at last. I have hired a detective to protect me and carry a gun at all times. But these precautions may prove futile in the end. If indeed my end is near, then I trust that the authorities will be reading this. It is my final wish that this letter be conveyed to a priest of the Holy Roman Catholic Church at the earliest opportunity, so that he may read my confession and absolve me of my sins. Father, forgive me, for I have sinned. I am solely responsible for the death of the child, Daisy Armstrong. I killed her at the Perkinson farmhouse after the Perkinson brothers balked at doing the job. They never knew that I strangled her, then buried her in quicklime in the woods behind their farmhouse. Quicklime works swiftly, as I've had occasion to notice in the past. Still, there was apparently enough remaining almost 2 weeks later so that the police were able to find the grave. The Perkinsons were innocent of the murder, if not her kidnapping. Although they both died and the truth was never known, I'm confident that when they stood awaiting that final judgment on high, due consideration was given for their innocence. I confess I have often used the innocent and desperate and gullible to carry out most of my works. Of course, I am sorry for that too. Just to recap, I'm sorry for organizing the kidnapping of Daisy Armstrong. I'm sorry for the other kidnappings before her. I'm sorry for those who were hurt by my efforts at earning my daily bread. I'm sorry for those who I used to carry out my plans. And I'm sorry for the occasional murders I had to commit to protect myself. So, now that you've heard my confession, Father, I ask you to absolve me of my sins, so that God will forgive me, and I may yet obtain my rightful place in heaven. May God have mercy on my soul. Right, yeah. I'll make a save. So, we need to find the fireman and the engineer. Engineer is easy. No. So. Excuse me. Hopefully the fireman is somewhere here also. Oh, there you are, probably.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Eğer mecbursan.
Okay.
Seninle sonra konuşacağım. Söz veriyorum.
Fine.
I still need to ask you some questions about last night.
At your service, dear young lady. But I know nothing.
Did you see anyone leave the train last night?
No. But as I have told you, we were busy with the boiler. The pressure must be kept up for the light and heat.
Yeah, that is true. So probably couldn't seen anyone even if there were movement.
Did you see anyone get on the train?
In Belgrade, there was a single passenger only for the Athens-Paris coach. No one at the other stops that I saw.
Can you describe this passenger?
He was small, dark. A doctor, I think Michel said.
No one else?
Well, Matteo, of course, the Athens-Paris attendant. Not to speak ill of the crew, but he was very late getting aboard. We left the station only moments later.
So Matteo could have been the one who was running, and obviously he didn't want to say that to us because we are part of the company.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Anything you require. However,
If you're planning to smear that typewriting ribbon on my fingers, it is unnecessary. My fingers are black from coal dust already.
Okay, that worked.
That will be all, Tayyip.
So now I think we should have everything. Yes. So I need to check fingerprints. How does that work actually?
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Okay.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Okay, this is gonna take a little while.
These prints don't match.
Because I definitely... Well... No, let's go with this.
The prints match.
So, flower vase in the Athens Paris coach has Mary Debenhand's fingerprint. Interesting. So let's see if I can basically Okay, Masterman and Big Tumbler.
Prints match.
Right. Doorknob.
These prints don't match.
Okay. Hildegard Schmidt has this weird thing. Do we have... No, Masterman. So...
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Okay.
These prints don't match.
Cyrus Hartman.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
I don't know.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Some of
These prints don't match.
Some of the prints are easy to
These prints.
see.
These prints don't match. 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 These prints don't match.
Have I gone through already?
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
I think Michelle is
These
something we
prints
already
don't match.
tried. Okay. Is there an easier way to check these fingerprints? These are similar.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Honestly. I wouldn't like to... I really don't want to go through these. Clicking randomly, I could.
The prints match.
Okay, broken snowshoes, yes. Security room. Oh, we probably need to... Well, this is Michelle's.
The prints match.
Windowsill.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Okay. So this is connected Debenham, yes.
These prints don't match.
Maybe this.
These prints don't match.
Okay, now.
These prints don't match.
This.
The prints match.
Okay, windowsill Antonio Fuscarelli. So what do we have? We have vase. A floral vase. Doorknob. Doorknob.
These prints don't match.
Maybe Michelle.
These prints don't
Nope.
match.
Well, is it Dr. Constantine?
These prints don't
No.
match. These prints don't match.
Matteo?
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Well, it's not Debenham.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Okay, this is annoying.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
I don't know.
These prints don't match.
Ah, okay, it should be
The
this.
prints match.
I should have realized it's... I somehow missed the credit. Okay, yeah. I blame my tired brain. Stiletto. What could it be? Have I tried
These
this?
prints don't match.
Michelle has these little cracks there, so it seems like there's a little bit wave over there. I'll try to see if I... Matteo is quite...
These prints don't
No.
match.
Mary Debenham.
These prints don't match.
Nope. Could it be this?
These prints don't match.
No.
These prints don't match.
Maybe Hector?
These prints don't match.
No, I'm...
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Could be.
These prints don't match.
Okay.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Have I gone through these already?
These prints
I think
don't
I have.
match.
What about the empty crates? So... Am I missing a finger? Close?
These prints don't match.
No.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
To be honest, I probably... Wait a minute.
The prints match.
Again?
The prints match.
Huh. Okay, who... We are missing the stiletto. Have I tried Masterman? I think I have. I don't know.
These prints don't match.
I'm guessing there's no fingerprints to match with the stiletto, so it might be that it has nothing to do with this case.
The Calais coat. All these doors are...
But what I'm going to do... What do I do now? Oh, right. We could check... We don't know anything about the Scarlet Kimono. I'll go and check if Poirot, if I can continue now. Maybe I have everything. Poirot will probably tell me if I'm correct or not. Let's see how this goes.
Monsieur Poirot. And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
Let's see.
The timetable is very complete now.
Oh, yes, it is essential to the understanding of the crime. Study it carefully.
We have many alibis we can use to eliminate suspects.
Yes, too many. Compare them all. Look for discrepancies. We must be certain that they do not leak the water.
Okay.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Unfortunately, I do not think so, mademoiselle. So please to make certain next time, huh? Remember our challenge.
All right. We still don't have the Hartmans, I think.
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
Okay.
I believe I have compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Oh, you have done well.
Okay, those are then.
Madame Hubbard heard a woman in Monsieur Ratchet's room.
Wait. And about the time you heard the noise and saw the woman in the scarlet kimono. So, does a woman speak to Monsieur Ratchet, murder him, drop a handkerchief with the letter H, then scurry off down the corridor in a scarlet kimono? Or does Madame Hubbard hallucinate a woman's voice as well as the man in her room?
That is interesting. The valet masterman says Ratchet took less than his normal sleeping draught. Monsieur McQueen saw a woman in the scarlet kimono. Did he? Where's the McQueen? Ah, he saw somebody, but I don't have the color. Okay.
The valet masterman says Ratchet took less than his normal sleeping draft.
So, instead of a comatose Ratchet who would not struggle when the knife began its work, we have a Ratchet who might cry out.
But after the cry, I heard Ratchet tell Michelle that there was nothing wrong.
Interesting.
Monsieur McQueen saw the woman in the scarlet kimono.
But not enough to identify her. And he says he saw Michelle coming from the direction of the salon car. Or at least someone in an attendant's uniform.
Yes.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw the attendant and thinks he caught the scent of a woman.
Ah, the scent of a woman. You have found a romantic streak I would not have suspected one so stolid to possess.
Okay.
Hildegard Schmidt saw an attendant leaving a compartment.
Oui, one of the middle rooms. Either Ratchet's or Madame Hubbard's. And his description. No, it is not Pierre Michel, this small dark man with a moustache who speaks in the high voice.
No, but he matches the description Ratchet gave Hardman of his enemy.
The funny thing, it's almost pointing out towards Poirot.
Both Madame Hubbard and Mademoiselle Olsen confirm the connecting door was locked.
An attendant's pass key opens even connecting doors, I think, so I am not so baffled by that locked door.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw Monsieur Hardman watching the corridor from his room.
Monsieur Hardman's door opens to the right, so unfortunately he could see little of the corridor, but he would have seen if anyone entered the Calais coach from the Athens-Paris coach.
Yeah, that is interesting, yes.
The footprints in the snow belong to Foscarelli.
And his fingerprints are found upon the windowsill of Monsieur Ratchet's room. Yet he does not smoke a pipe, nor I think does the cambric handkerchief with the letter H belong to him.
Again, I'm almost... well...
The stiletto I found in the hut must be the murder weapon.
That would seem to be the obvious conclusion. No, it is the weapon of the underworld assassin, to be sure. And with fingerprints which match no one's aboard this train.
Hardman's actions were very suspicious.
And the key he discovers in Michel's clothing that opens the door to the security room in the baggage car is suspicious as well.
That is true.
McQueen is the son of the district attorney involved in the Armstrong case.
Pardon, district attorney? What is that?
Some sort of police official, I believe. Princess Dragomirov was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
Oui, it is coincidence, or something more. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are
Okay.
now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
So we are missing one, and I think it's the Hardmans. Okay. Oh, I hate this. No, he did not. Well, that's a little unfortunate, but I'll take those points. I thought I was ready. The passport thing I will take as a minus, but
I won't find anything. I've already said I won't find.
wait.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
Right. private investigator, obviously. Excuse me. The front side of the official ID badge. New York detective currently employed by McNeil Detective Agency. Cyrus Hartman, yes. And we have something in the scrapbook, if I remember correctly. Is it this? Dear sir, you have been pointed out to me as an operative of the McNeil Detective Agency, one of the most reputable private detective agencies in New York. As I have reason to know, kindly report to my suite here in the hotel at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Yes, I didn't realize that. Did it say? Yes, I didn't realize it was in here, the passport. Are we done now?
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Did I just get more negative points? Well, basically, no. I'll need something to drink. I'll be right back. And back. Apparently I'm missing something still, and I don't know what. So, we have passports. Can I see it from here? Person skill, alibis. Ratchet footprints. Collect all reference prints from suspects. Collect all passports. So we have passports. We have all reference prints. So maybe I'm missing fingerprints? Okay, I'll have to go and check what am I missing. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm combing everything through, and when I found something, I'll be right back. I'm almost certain that it's not something I need to talk to anyone, because nobody wants to talk to me anymore. So it has to be some item or fingerprints or something I have missed. So anyways, I'll see you when I found what am I missing. Okay, that took me a while. I think this is the room where we dusted this vase. I'm not certain, but there is something over here. And yes, I'm guessing that's fingerprints.
There's a visible fingerprint here.
I'm almost certain I checked this when I very first came around here, and I have totally forgotten these. Oh, that took me a while. I just basically went to all the rooms from the passenger side towards here and collected everything.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Let's check that. We have handle. Maybe this.
The prints match.
Interesting. Oh, by the way, was there something in the package car, the security area? There was something. I have to check that. But what I do, I will check the rest of the compartment through and through, so I'll be as thorough as I can be. And then if I don't find anything here, if I find something, we will see. I'll show it to you guys. But if I don't find anything, the next time we will be in the secure area, because there was something also. So be right back. So here we are. I think there has to be something over here. Do I have the metal? Can I open this? There's that. Oh.
What's all this? Crime et punition. Géographie européenne. Introduction à la science. Interesting selection.
Crime and punishment.
Quite interesting.
So we have attendant's uniform. There are no buttons missing. Well, there are 2 attendants' uniforms around here. So yeah, definitely we missed something. Okay.
It has a fingerprint on it.
Tape.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Okay. Anything else?
It looks like someone had a meal here recently. It looks like it's a makeshift bed, but who could possibly be using it? I'd better put the lid back on for appearances.
Okay. So now we have a 1 fingerprint, and that's books.
These prints don't match.
Mateo?
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints
My
don't
brains are
match.
starting to be quite tired at the moment.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Lucille?
These prints
Nope.
don't match.
Is it Hector?
These prints
Nope.
don't match. These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
I don't think it's...
These prints don't match.
I don't think it's there, yeah. Okay, I'm guessing it doesn't match with anything. Wait.
It looks... I'd better put the lid...
Yes, but is there... Basically, it seems like somebody... I'm still checking that we haven't missed anything.
I confess that
I'll try to be as thorough as I can be. Because I don't want to do this again, if I can avoid it. Okay, can I use... Do I have anything in here? No. Okay, do I have everything now? Why do I feel like I'm missing something?
These items do not belong to any of the passengers. I will not compromise the train company's reputation by disturbing them without a good reason.
Okay, okay.
This contains... These cases can... These items... This contains nothing that would be...
Right.
It looks like these contain...
Okay. I'm gonna jump back to the cell. No. Let's see if I'm done. If not, then I probably have to check what am I missing.
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
I would think I have everything. Or then I'm missing something, I don't know.
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
Okay.
We have not one, but 2 additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left. Can they have had the same plan to sneak about disguised as attendants in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep? What a moment that must have been as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
He has a point.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen. And then the thief decides to do what? What, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong Kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's out-of-the-world past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
Right.
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie Européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and choosing the best spot for murder. Introduction à la Science could give information about sleeping drafts.
And Crime et Punition by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov? Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Okay, what am I missing now? What am I missing? Can I get fingerprints from this?
Something is wrong here.
Okay. Okay, I give up. I have to check that, so be right back. So, if I understand correctly, I'm missing fingerprint. And I don't know. Oh, bloody hell!
It has a fingerprint on it.
So I was missing...
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Why couldn't...
I'd better...
Let's see again. So if I... Basically, I was thinking that maybe there's a fingerprint in here. But... Now I can't even check it. But apparently it's very hard to find. Okay, so we have some fingerprint in here. Books we don't have. What's the... Michelle, yes, okay, but... Oh, Ratchet's great. So, well, it's definitely different than the books one. So,
These prints don't match.
No. I don't know.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
No. Maybe?
These prints don't match.
Count?
These prints don't match. These prints don't match.
Ah, it's
The
McQueen.
prints match.
So now if I'm completely correct, we have everything. So let's go and see Poirot. And if this is... I don't know if it's finally, but I can't use the question mark. So if that is correct, let's see what the Poirot says. And hopefully that was the one thing we were missing. And if so, we check what happens and then I'll end this episode. But anyways, if we still need to find something else, then I still end the episode, but let's see.
Continue the investigation and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Wait, what? Honestly?
Continue.
Now I don't know what am I missing anymore.
It looks like it's a makeshift cream. I'd better put the...
Let's see one thing.
Continue the investigation and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
I think we have a problem because normally he would. I don't know. I thought I would have everything. I don't really know anymore. Because I'm almost 100% certain that I have everything that we need. Okay, I'll try one thing first. Okay, yeah. I loaded earlier save and I'm picking up again the fingerprints I missed earlier. So yeah, you can only check the latch when you open this and then you can check the latch. But yeah, I'll see if this works and I'll be right back. So let's see if we can do it now. I took the fingerprints and did some backtracking, so hopefully we can continue. Let's see.
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
So basically, I rediscovered the fingerprint from the metal bar on the empty cabin and then went to the...
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
And then I went to the secure room and opened the box, took the fingerprints from the books, took the uniform and took the fingerprint from there. So if I'm understanding correctly, I should have every last one of the fingerprints now.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
Yes.
We have not one, but 2 additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left. Can they have had the same plan to sneak about disguised as attendants in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep?
Or not.
What a moment that must have been as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
That was weird. It seemed like it crashed, but it came back. So sorry about that little cut there.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen. And then the thief decides to do what? What, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
And
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's underworld past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
Right.
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie Européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and choosing the best spot for murder. Introduction à la Science could give information about sleeping drafts.
And Crime and Punition by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov?
But the problem is, with the fingerprints pointing out the every last one of the a few of the passengers has been moving about and be in weird situations and places where they shouldn't be. But anyways.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Seriously, what am
Continue the investigation and do.
What am I missing now? I really don't know anymore. Do I need to talk to someone?
There is nothing more.
Okay, I think I need to end this episode and try to find out what am I definitely missing. Or is there a bug and I need to load very early gameplay and play totally through?
This door is tightly locked.
Can I use key for that?
This is neither the...
I haven't forgotten the radio, but I don't think it's the time to go to the radio. Okay. I don't think I've checked that. I don't know. Don't know what we are going to do with that. Wait a minute. Now the problem is, do I have a new key or not? No, I think that's the key which we got.
That doesn't make sense.
Do I need to connect this with the... Obviously...
This doesn't seem to work. Those don't work together.
I think I've already tried that. Have you checked the...
I can't get...
Because I'm almost certain we already have
This
all the
doesn't seem to work.
fingerprints, but I don't know what else we're missing. Maybe... I don't know.
Continue the Continue the invest.
Do I need to go and talk to Hardman? Where was the... Or maybe fireman? No? Have I checked the engineer's room?
Not a precise match, I am afraid.
I don't know. My brains are not working at all.
Poirot could see
I won't find...
Where is Hartman? Can I talk? What about the doctor? Are you here?
I have nothing more...
Okay. No, no, no. I wasn't supposed to come here.
Could we speak later, señorita?
Yes, we could. Restaurant, salon. Let's go to salon car. Okay, you two are not talking to me. I know that much.
Later we can talk to...
The time for... Please, mademoiselle.
Okay.
I do want to help you in your investigation.
Okay, this is problematic. I'm almost certain that everything that can be done has been done.
I just don't have...
Anyways, I need to end this episode now because I'm starting to fall asleep and I have no idea what am I missing. So I'll probably need to load... I don't know. See what I might be missing and if need be then load even earlier save and play all again through and see what... I don't know. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.